Hello and welcome to Privars Fiskeflur. Today we're gonna tie a ragworm. I use this kind of hook and I use a dubbing brush, self-made, and I'm gonna use some shanks. Two types, one short and one long. Stonefall, tubular, light shank. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use my thread. This is Semperfly Nano Silk 50 denier, and I just start wrapping it on. Cut off this scissors was not so good. I use this one instead, maybe for later. Okay, wrap on to the end, all to the end, to the hook bend, and I use my dubbing brush, tie it on, and some super glue just to make it stick. Okay, wrap the thread to the hook eye and starting to just wrap on the dubbing brush like a Palmer hackle. Don't see too much about the amount on this attire because I'm gonna use my scissor on it later on. Try to not tie down too many fibers. And the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna use my snippers and cut off little over the, not in the, like this, tie it on, and just use my nail and bend back the wire a little bit so you don't unwrap on me. And now I'm gonna use a little whip finisher, this type, and make a nice whip finish, tie it off, and maybe I should use some fly tie resin, UV resin. Just to secure the wraps, and zap this little baby like this. Okay, now I'm gonna use my little Velcro brush. This is a patina comb from Stonefall. Just use it to comb out, and I use my comb end on this. This has two ends, one Velcro and one comb. Okay, see. And I use my scissor to cut off some of the excess here. I don't need all this stuff. It shall not be so wide either, but I'm gonna do more about this later. Now I'm gonna use and put some dab of UV resin in the middle here, just to reinforce the fly. Use this and hide it inside. There is no use for very much UV resin here, so I use this. Fine one, just seeps in. You see there is UV dubbing in this brush also. And I use my tool and repeat the procedure on the underside. Just use it like this. And zap it. This is secured. Now I'm gonna take my first shank. It's the small one. Take out one of those. Put it in the vise. In the there. So. And replace the hook. And put the shank in instead, and use my thread to close the gap. This is a very strong thread, so this will go very easily. And cut off this excess thread. Try to put some tools away and wrap over this thing. Try not to cut the thread on the ends here. That went okay. Wrap it all over. And some super glue on the thread wraps. I could also use UV resin. I forgot because this kind of thing sticks to my fingers. It makes me angry. So I try not to be angry today because I'm a civilized man. I don't want to make people afraid. No, just kidding. I'm a friendly guy. Well, just wrapping this thing like last time. Wrap it around the shank, forward it goes, long haired dubbing brushes. Try to make it look like an Palmer hackle, and tie it off and use the pliers, side cutters I think they call it in English, and use my fingers to bend back the wire and use the tie and thread to make a finish. and whip finish like this, and some UV resin on the wraps here to make it secure the wraps. Okay, there you have it. Now I'm gonna use my little Velcro comb here, try to repeat what I did with the other thing with the hook. Use my long scissors and cut off the excess. Far too long, so it's no big deal. And turn the hook wise around. Try on the other side. Just comb out, and use my UV resin to secure it. Place a dab in the middle, squeeze out a fair amount, and use my torch just to zap this little thing. Now this is done. Well, you see it's getting somewhere. A little more cutting, I think, will be in place like this. And I'm gonna use my last shank. This is the longest one. Take out one piece, so put it aside, and I'm gonna place it and change out the first shank and put in the second and last shank, and use my tying thread to close the gap again. And now I'm not gonna use some super glue on this, I'm gonna use some UV resin to secure the wraps, because it's not sticky. It's better, I think, certainly for my fingers. Place this, secure it all the way to the hook eye. Some nice wraps back and forth, and this is gonna be $1 million bucks. 1 million bucks. Fly for $1 million bucks. Sorry about the English. Just distribute it all around. Like this. So just zap this, and this is non-tack, tack-free and Solaris glue, UV resin, like this, no tacking. Okay, then I'm gonna use the rest of my brush. I'm gonna tie it in here like I did last time. Some securing wraps. all the way to the hook eye. Now try to just pull the thing out like this. You see how long it is. It's one of my longest brush. I made this myself. It's a lot of fun. I have also a video about how I do it. Oh my goodness, this is looking like a mess. It looks like a mess. It surely feels like a mess right now, but you will see some transformation when I use my scissors, and I use my fingers this time also to make this little wire and disappear in the rag. Okay, and the last time use my whip finish tool and make it end of it, and some UV resin on this. Okay, now take my there is some job to do here. I trapped a lot of fibers, so I have to try to pick it out. Maybe use a bodkin to do that. It's the most easy part. Sometimes to pick out fibers, bodkin is the right choice. This sticks like glue almost. Try to make the core as narrow and fine as possible. Don't use all the good stuff to stick in the core. Brush it out, and well, as you see now, there is some cutting. I cut off this end and the other end a little bit. It's a rough cut. Now try to make a dab of UV resin on the top here. Just some fair amount. It's not have to be so very nice if you don't want it. Just a securement for the fly to make it stick. repeat the procedure on the other side. Comb out some fibers and squeeze out a fair amount of resin on this. And zap this little thing. Now, almost done. There is some cutting and coloration to do. Now I will try to cut the length, the width of the fly. And I'll try to make it look like a ragworm. Some more cutting. Maybe this will be nice. Well, now I'm gonna color it. Use my, where did I put this little brown? I have it here. There it is. A brown permanent marker like this, pro marker, and I use a little, just place it on the, and color the ends of the fibers here. And repeat on the other side. Try to just do both sides of the fiber, on the side and the top. And use some marker on the mid layer. And on the bottom. Okay folks, this fly is now done. I tried to show it to you. Well, here you have it. See the movement, folks. This fly is gonna catch some trout. Oh yeah. Solid, simple. You can also make your shanks by yourself, tying, bending on stainless steel wire to make the shanks, to make it like the movement is. It's not so very heavy, but it's heavy enough to make it sink. So here you have it folks. Flash, movement, This is a killer. Sea trout killer. I'm gonna show you some other one I tied today. Some darky ones with some more UV resin on. See here? Don't let the imagination stop you. This is gonna catch some trouts. Sure. Well, that was all for now, folks. So take care now, and bye bye then.